guys is to listen to me very careful. This is a story about a boy who is mentally sick. Been living with him for some years. Now, I started taking care of this boy since he was 10 years. Thanks God, now he's 27 years. But at least I've seen some things, and I thought I should share with you guys, because maybe you have a child like the boy, and maybe, you know, people do talk a lot, so sometimes it's a bit difficult to raise such a kid. Very, very difficult. I'm not only talking because I want to talk, but I'm talking out of experience, because some time back people wanted to take me to a police just because of this boy. So I thought it is good for everyone, everyone to know about this. So guys, I remember I took the boy to school when he was still young. He did his primary education, the KCP. First, yes, and then after clearing, I decided to take this boy to a college. But before we decided on that, so many things happened, because he's just a human being like another person, You can't just let the boy sleep throughout the day just because of his weakness, or maybe because of the problem he has. He's just a human being. He's eating like another human being. So keeping such a boy in the house is a bit difficult. At the end of the day, it's you who's going to suffer, because you will end up doing everything. And that is a person who can eat. That is a person who can walk. That is a person who can do each and everything for himself. So, what am I trying to tell you guys? If you have such a person in the house, you have such a boy in the house, please do not neglect him. Do not isolate him. Do not even hide him. Because by hiding that kind of a person, I don't think if you'll be doing fair for that boy or for that human being, wherever he is, or if she is she also, because we also have girls with the same problem. So please try to make sure he knows almost all the house chores in the house, because sometimes you're not there. He needs to eat. He needs to wash his clothes. So it becomes a bit difficult, But when you train him properly, without listening to outsiders, because if you listen to outsiders, believe me or not, that boy will end up walking in the street. Nobody is going to be able to live with such kind of a human being. Nobody is going to be able to take care of such kind of a human being. And remember, he's not that badly off. Just by using drugs, the boy usually becomes normal. Not that normal, but at least he can do 2 to 3 things. He can maybe wash. He can do the house cleaning a bit. Even his room, he can even clean his room properly. So guys, please don't forget this. This is a lesson I've learned, because for what I'm trying to tell you guys, this is not my boy. These are kids that I found in the house with their dad, and I got married to their father, and they became automatically my stepsons. But Africans always call the stepmothers. They always tell them, Mama wa kambo si, Mama wa kambo si mama. So guys, inakuwa ngumu, inakuwa vigumu kulea mtoto ambaye si wako. Hata ujaribu upande juu, ushuke chini, your life will never be the same. In fact, you will regret. By the way, I've forgotten to finish the story. After the primary school.
Mama,
yes.
Unawezaje kusaidia kama mtoto?
Just let me talk first, and then you ask. So, if you are really there for him, you really need to help that boy or that girl. He might be yours or he might not be yours. These are things do happen to us women, and we have to take care of them, whether we like it or not. We cannot abandon these kids just because of their disabilities. Disabilities is everywhere. So guys, just take a great care for them, knowing that that boy one day or one time is going to help you, because I know. I was only reducing the fire to start so that you can continue. So one day, one time, after the class 8, I decided to take this boy to Makueni St. Patrick. That is a special school in Wote. Okay, the father was not really interested because I think he really wanted something bigger than that. But according to the disability, actually, I couldn't do much about it. So I had to find some people who could help me find a school which is suitable for this boy. So I was directed to Makueni St. Patrick, and that is where we went and took the boy there. Believe me or not, the boy was really doing well. Very well. But after the first year, because the course was going for 2 years, by the way, all the boys in that school were, they were, all of them, they were mixed up, They had some challenges, Some are totally disabilities, some brains, mentally sick, and some, they were totally disabled. So I tried my best. I took a great care for this boy, took him there, I did all the shopping, and we managed to pay the school fees. But remember, I had to force the dad because he didn't want to do such thing. As I've told you earlier, that he really wanted something bigger. But because I didn't see how this fellow could do that bigger thing. Because if you're a mother, you can assess and know where this person is capable of. So, and the rest, by the way, will come from the school. Anyway, nobody knew about how this boy can draw, but when we went to that school, that is how we realized the boy can become a good artist. But do you know what happened, guys? After the first year course, because he was really doing well. He was really doing well. What I had to make sure was the boy has everything. The boy has medication before visiting the house. I even took the boy myself to school. I had to travel from Mombasa whenever he's going to school. And whenever he's coming back home, we had to travel to go pick him back home. Anyway, I don't know actually what happened. All of a sudden, after that year, the father decided the boy is no longer going back to that school. As you can see, we are in the house up to date. He has been asking me, when am I going back to school, Auntie, when am I going back to school? But unfortunately, it was now out of my hands. And I had to do what to leave it, because actually he decided to find another school with his elder brother, who they are twins. So now they joined hands with the son and started to look for another school. While talking about me, because what I did, it was a very bad thing that I took the boy to a bad school, so the boy was not happy. I don't know whether he was not happy or what was happening, but according to me, he was doing very well. He could do so many things for himself. He could wash his clothes, take his medication on time. Everybody was really admiring, because how that boy was really doing well. So that is why I'm telling you guys, if you have such kind of a person, just make sure you don't isolate him. Make sure you teach him each and everything that's going on in the house. Let him be free like any other child. Let him feel as if he is part of the family. Because if you isolate him, let me tell you guys, that boy is a human being like another human being, and he will feel bad about it. At the end of the day, we might just sit down and talk about it. So it is good. It is good to just keep him close to you. Not everybody is going to love him, because I remember very well when he was in primary school, the teachers called me and I was given back my son because he was a slow learner. You see, I really cried very badly that day, but I had to take him home because I had to get another school. But since he was on a medication, I didn't give up, because what I wanted is for him. I just needed him to do the primary education and finish it, because let's not lie, because he couldn't do much. He couldn't go to a Form 1 school because we could just be throwing the money in the bin. But instead of such a thing, and you know how terrible it is, if you be called maybe in 3 different schools, you are being told, come for your child is too much slow, you cannot deal with such kind of a person. And you have sacrificed yourself to take that boy to a very good school or a private school where the child can do what, can try to push himself, at least to see he has done something. You know, it is better for somebody who went to school. He didn't do well, but at least has a certificate. At least he passed in that class. At least he knows each and everything that is going on in school. So, guys, the boy stayed at home until today. He was fed with a lot of things in her head until we started to hate each other. Guys, it was not easy, because I think even other person could do the same thing. At least he could make sure, I need to do this, and he could do it. But unfortunately, things went so bad. We never went back to school. We just stayed at home until today. A few days ago, I felt so sad, so I decided, because her work was just to sleep. Things become so frustrated in the house. Nobody cares. She was just sleeping throughout. From morning to evening. From morning to evening. That is what we used to do. But since yes,
umefanya video ndefu. Nimefika mpaka 15 sasa hivi.
Nataka ifike 30.
30. Kwa nini?
Ndio utakuwa nzuri. So,
mimi nimechoka. Sisi tutakuwa ishafika sana.
I felt so sad about it. Let's continue the story, Baba. Okay? Yes, let's continue with our story. So,
sana na madini tania.
You know that thing is recording, eh? So you want it to record your voice or you want it to record my voice? So since I felt it was getting out of hands, eh? Because you could do everything, the medication was being there, but you know, a human being is a human being, eh? He feels something is not right. And believe me or not, the boy I'm talking about is not 27 years old. I can't take him nowhere because he is now old enough. He's supposed to be somewhere, whether doing something for himself. But unfortunately, we are just at home. We are now back to training again. As you can see behind there. Yeah, as you can see behind there, he's now back to small choices in the house because I was the one who was getting frustrated here, living with somebody like that, shouting all the time. Okay? Shouting all the time, you can imagine. Barking like a dog, and then all the blames, they fall under you. You can just imagine how things used to be. It was terrible anyway. Even the other person who has been supporting that, believe me or not, he cannot even take care of his own brother. He could just leave him alone out in the house, or could just lock the house and go out without caring. You can imagine how bad things used to be. So the same person here, I had to do something. I had to start training again because in Swahili we say samaki mkunja angali mbichi. But things were getting out of my hand because now the things he used to do was different things now. Sleeping, and he can only sit with the father. When the father is around, calls him, they sit down, they drink water. You cannot send the fat kind of a boy, you cannot do anything. Just imagine the kind of life he was living. But God is faithful, and I really thank God because at least there's some things He answered very quickly. So at least he was accepted. Even the doctor supported me at least, because if you meet such kind of a person with sleeping throughout, guys, tell me where we are heading to, because it was difficult. It was very difficult. I had to cook and serve. That person has to just eat and go and sleep. He was not supposed to do anything. The only thing he could be told is, Auntie ni mchawi. Auntie amekuroga. So things used to get worse every day and every time because nobody could be there for me. Could just look how the movie is going on. I wish I could be taking those movies because it was like a movie to me. Yeah, it was like a movie. There was nothing I could do. I had to do everything on my own because I am a stepmother. In the name of she's a stepmother. Anyway, sometimes you need to be tough. My fellow stepmothers, wherever you are, sometimes you need to be tough. Because if you're not tough, guys, you are going to die early and leave your children behind, hanging, crying, with nobody to take care of them, just because you are bad. People will tell you you are bad, you are this, you are that, but believe me or not, whether you are bad or good, nobody is going to appreciate you like a stepmother. Nobody. I've said nobody is going to appreciate. Maybe God. Maybe only God can appreciate you. But a human being, forget about it. Just live your life. Be strong always. Be a prayerful woman. Because without prayers, I'm telling you, cannot make it in this stepmother thing. You cannot make it. Life is too difficult, guys. The stepmother thing, sometimes I always say, if I see a little girl involving himself with being a stepmother, I always tell him, you don't know what you're involving yourself in. But the day you will come and realize it will be too late for you, and you might even die, killing yourself because of all the frustration of being called a stepmother. Because those boys, when they grow up, I'm telling you, they will hate you with passion. They will hate you with passion, not unless they are people who do appreciate. But if you get people who doesn't appreciate, my dear one, you will cry. You will cry all the
Time.
all the tears in your ear or in your eyes. But nobody is going to help you. Nobody is going to help you. So I think I've tried to tell you something, I've tried to teach you something because that's the experience I have. But at least now I'm seeing an effort, God's effort. I can't say it's mine, but God is there. God is everything to us. Whenever you pray, God answered the prayers. So I think God has answered some of my prayers, and I really thank Him because at least I can see some things are now happening, although we haven't yet gone to wash clothes, but we are still washing utensils in the house. At least we can do 1, 2, 3 in the house. Yes, and at least if you call him, nobody is going to say that boy should not be sent or should not do this and that. So at least there is something I can see is happening because all is all, even if I'm there right now. I don't think I don't know if people do understand that as human beings, we are not planted here. One day, one time we will go. We will completely go and we will never come back. I don't think if people do think about that before they come up with these stupid solutions. Because I always call them stupid solutions because I think people do not think. They are just there. They are just thinking of they can just oppress you. They forget that someday, sometime you will go and you'll never be there for them. And those people, they need to stand on their own because if somebody can do things on his own, that is a human being whom you can train, whom you can teach him a lot of things, and at least he can stand on his own. He will be able to do things, he will understand things, that is, and it will make your work easier. That is not making her work easier only, but you will also make your work easier because there is no way you can survive a life of depending on people for the rest of your life. It's not possible. It's not possible, not unless you are old. Somebody who is old, that is fine. It can really apply. But for somebody who is young like this, guys, we need to do something. We cannot just sit down and watch. Seriously, it's not easy. Anyway guys, my name is Charlotte from Mombasa. For more stories guys, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share and like my video. That is the end of my video guys. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You are my biggest hope, remember that one. Keep it in your mind, because I need you more and more. As you can see, I'm from far and I'm still going far. So guys, don't forget that. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks guys for viewing my video, for sharing, for listening to my voice, because people nowadays don't have time, but for those who have that time, please, thank you. Thank you very much. Continue to listen to me. At least I'll be giving some things here and there, not every day, but at least I'm trying my best to have you guys, to have good video, and to enjoy our videos. That's the end of my video guys. Please, until tomorrow, see you guys in my next video.